thought I was gonna be able to watch the whole thing with the after party, but after party want to be 1 hour, and I was just trying to understand why this whole thing was 3 hours. But I don't be watching the after party anyway when I do my review. So here we are. Okay, hey, it's your girl Victoria, with another review for Married at First Sight, season 18, episode 4, called "Wedding Bliss or a Miss." This is a miss. This is a miss. People pissing me off already. This is episode 4, and we're just gonna start off with day 1 of marriage. Okay, we're starting off everybody waking up next to their new spouse and whatnot. You got Madison Allen having a little morning kiss, trying to be cute, having breakfast in bed and sitting and talking and getting to know each other. All right, moving on. We got Juan and Carla. They sitting down, I guess in their hotel living room to have breakfast. And Juan is like preparing to serve her breakfast and whatnot. And Carla's telling him that, he's gonna get used to serving her. And I'm just like, bro, how many red flags do we need from you, Carla? You thought I forgot about those red flags back at the wedding when you were saying, like, are you in love? And your eyes shine bright like a diamond when they say he had multiple streams of income and all this stuff. So, like, I'm already remembering those red flags. And then now you're saying stuff like, oh, he's gonna get used to serving her? You lucky you said that to him and not to me, because everybody, look, I like doing things for people when they don't ask. But if you're gonna ask me to do it, I'm not gonna want to do it. You getting used to serving you? Hell the fuck no. Hell the fuck. Who's serving you? Let one. I'm not saying you innocent either, because but compared to you and Carla, bro, I mean, I would have walked from the altar out and been like, it was 3 red flags just in the ceremony, so I'm out. But yeah, every day it kind of seems like this is because this is day 1 and you met her yesterday. Yeah, this is Carla's a walking red flag. Because you not about telling me I just met you not even 24 hours ago and I have to get used to serving you. You know I'm gonna serve you? These are divorce papers. Yep, damn right, we're getting enough damn annulment. You damn right. I know the ink ain't dry yet on the paper. We could get this done, over with ASAP. Because you ain't about to have me feeling like I'm no slave to you. And I don't even know you. Who the hell you are? My wife? That could be, what was the word? I don't remember. Anyway, ma'am, so is you gonna serve him too, or is it just him serving you? Because if it's just him serving you, it's like, what's the point of it? Anyway, this is episode 4. I'm not about to get too deep into all this stuff, because y'all not about to piss me off, have me acting the fool, even though I'm already acting the fool anyway, and it's only been 3 minutes of this review. Okay. Anywho, good luck with that, Juan. And then we get to Camille and Thomas. They having breakfast in bed, and they talking about their age gap, because I guess Thomas is 42. I think Camille is maybe 31, 30. I don't know, but Thomas lets us know in the confessional that the 10-year age gap is a little concerning for him, because he does want to have kids and all this stuff. And I'm just kind of like, so what's the concern? Is she too old for you or something? Like, okay, you want to have kids, so why can't that happen with Camille just because she's 10 years younger than you? People in their 30s can still have kids, Thomas. Like, I'm trying to understand where you were trying to go with that sentence you just said. Because I'm just like, it'll be one thing if you were like in your early 30s and she was in her early 40s and you were talking about, okay, you're a little nervous about her having kids. But in the case of you being 10 years older than her, I don't see what your concern is here, really. I don't. And she said she like older guys anyway. So what's the problem? Y'all just be making issues where there need to be no issues. Y'all just, I don't know if it's the producers asking y'all questions and stuff, but it just seems to me like y'all just trying to say something just to, say something. Anyway, the other thing I took from this scene, because, Camille had no makeup on. I'm like, she is a natural beauty. Camille, be natural, because the makeup was cute too, but I feel like your beauty really shine without the makeup. So I just want to say that to you, Camille. And then we get to David and Michelle. They sit down in bed and talk about their work schedules and whatnot, and they get breakfast in bed, and Michelle brings up him living with his parents yet again. She brings it up it's brought up almost pretty much every scene with them, and I'm just kind of like, she says him living with his parents is not attractive. He tries to explain the setup and how it's like his own apartment. He has his own entrance. His parents have their own entrance to the house, so like he don't even have to see them if he don't want to see them. And Michelle still doesn't look convinced. And I'm just kind of like, okay, Michelle, if this is a deal breaker for you, that's fine. That's okay. There's no problem with you liking what you like and you not liking what you don't like. So if this is a deal breaker for you, that's okay. But what you not finna do is be up here every episode talk and every conversation with this man talking about, oh, you don't like that he lives with. If you don't want it in the shit, you don't got nothing, you don't got no what's the word? You don't got no loyalty to him. You know what I'm saying? You just met him less than 24 hours ago. So if you're not with it, just know that shit. Like I said, the ink ain't dry on the papers. Serve him some divorce papers, say you can't do this no more. Just don't, like I said, what you're not gonna do, just don't be do not drag this, please. Because I'm already annoyed with this episode with all this conversation about him living with his peoples. Look, he lives with his peoples. You're not gonna be able to change that tomorrow. I mean, technically, you know, while he's with you, he's not gonna be living with his peoples because he's gonna be in a shared apartment with you. But like, you're kind of annoying. Like, I understand your concern, but you keep dwelling on this and keep bringing it up in conversation. Like, what? You could keep talking about it, but what? It's not going to change what it is. He lives with his parents, so the fuck what? Like, at this point, the fact that you have me kind of low-key defending homeboy is pissing me off, Michelle, because at this point, I'm just like, so, okay, you know what the information is, so are you going to stick with it? If you are, shut the fuck up about it. And if you're not, then and this shit, like, I don't freaking understand. Like, people have their deal breakers. There's no problem with having your deal breakers. If you want your man to live on his own, that's fine. But we just don't want to be sitting here listening to you keep talking about your concern and being overwhelmed, crying 10 times at the wedding, and, you know, low key crying on the inside every day. Girl, we don't. Well, I'm not gonna say we. I'm not, you know, speaking for the majority, but I'm just letting you know I don't give a fuck how you feel. Because if you feeling some type of way, you're not doing anything about it, then shut up. I don't want to hear it. Don't complain if you're gonna stick with it. If you're not gonna stick with it, then fine. Just don't stick with it. Complain all you want in your little tell-all by yourself, but like, I'm really not gonna be here for you talking about this shit for the rest of the season. Like, even if y'all were to get a place together, which like, this is telling me y'all not gonna work. But like, even if he were to try to, you know, rush and, you know, buy a house because, you know, he don't want to waste money on rent. So even though, I mean, is it really wait? I mean, you paying rent to your parents, so I mean, is that wasting money? Anyway, that's beside the point. Even if he were to try to get a house ASAP for the both of y'all, he's still going to be waiting because, you know, buying a house, that process is annoying. So it's not going to be like he's going to move into the house tomorrow, you know, unless he's buying it cash. I don't know how that works. I don't know. But he will still be at his parents' house. So, girl, figure the fuck out. Because you'll make me spaz out. And, you know, I don't want to be spazzing out, you know, on this thing. You know, I've done spaz out too many times on previous seasons of this damn show. So, Michelle, you can't live with it, you can't deal with it, and that. Okay? So then we move on to Akechi and the Mem. They have breakfast in bed and talk. Nothing to take from that. And then you have Madison. You know, we get to the brunches with the family, which, you know, is one of the meeting with the family for brunch, and then the reception talk with the family always pisses me off. So, you know, we're gonna try to get through this as best we can. So we start off with Michelle. She has brunch with Alan's family, and, you know, the mom cries to Madison. Mind you, the mom had food in her mouth when she was crying. I'm just like, man, put yourself together. You know, if that was my mama, I would have been looking at my mom like, we really doing this, mom. Like, you kind of doing the most right now. Like, you need to wrap this. Like, you need to tuck it in. Mama was crying like, you need to, mind you, like I said, food was in her mouth. So it's like, I'm looking at the food just going from one side of the mouth to the other and whatnot. She's like, you know, you need to support him. You need to love him. And I'm just like, ma'am, no, don't be doing all this. Okay, let's get it together, people. Your old son decided to come on this show, so let him figure, like, y'all doing the most. We understand y'all care and love y'all, you know, sons and daughters and all that stuff, but It don't matter what you say to these people. If they gonna wanna fuck up and hurt your child, they're going to do it anyway. They're going to tell you they're not going to do it. They're going to do the best they can to be the best spouse to your, son or daughter. But they're just saying that just to, make you feel calm. But we have seen in past seasons, it doesn't matter what they say, they still going to do what they do. So this crying shit, or, we'll get to later with Camille's dad, saying he watching time, that don't mean nothing, okay? Is that supposed to intimidate somebody? Because it really don't do shit. Let's be transparent about this. You really just wasting your breath. Okay, so Madison assures her, something, I don't know what she said, but I'm just kind of like, okay, let's go to the next scene. So then we have Alan having brunch with Madison's family. Like, y'all, okay, y'all too nosy, okay? Because you got her dad asking. Well, I think her sister asking about kids. When does he want to have kids? It doesn't matter. Like, first of all, that's up to him and Madison to decide. So y'all don't need to be asking him. Like, how are you supposed to know? He can say what he wants, but that doesn't mean that's what Madison wants. Like, they would have to come together and talk and make agreement and compromise of when they would. Like, this is really a question I'll be asking people. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whenever y'all, that's just for something for them. Okay. So he said 2 years earliest or whatever. Like, they just met. They gotta get to know each other first and whatnot. People, like, can we ask like more like all up in their business type questions that they haven't even got to talk with their spouse about? Like, that's a weird activity to me. But then you got the dad asking about sex and getting tested, and he said he did a STD test a couple weeks ago. He's clean. So the dad was like, you don't have to tell Madison this. No shit, sir. No shit. You shouldn't even be asking. This is something Madison should ask. Excuse me. Y'all asking questions that really is not your business to ask. It's really not his sex stuff. That's not for you to ask, Dad. That's for Madison to ask. You gonna have sex with Alan? If not, then you don't need to be asking what Alan's, what they call it, his status is. Y'all motherfuckers weird. Y'all weird. So he asks them if he's Madison's type. They said no. Okay, so what are you gonna do with this information? I don't know. Then we get to Ikechi. He has brunch with MM's family. Akechi is honest about self-sabotaging his relationship that, he was engaged to, and, he said he hurt her, and, it was a mutual decision to end the engagement or call off the wedding, whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, all right, he's talking about he learned and grown from that. Okay, you just know all the words to say, Ikechi. You've been practicing for this moment, for this whole, you had a season before, so, you've been watching the seasons and taking what you've learned and, knowing exactly what to say now that you're on TV. Okay, whatever. Fine. So then Homegirl asked if he's here for love because, he tried to go to the Houston season. He didn't make it, so now he's here in Chicago. So she's like, is he really here for love or just here for an opportunity? So, he goes, says a whole roundabout answer just to say that he's here for a genuine reason. Look, Akechi, can we just answer questions directly instead of trying to go beat around? Like, not beat around the bush or sugarcoat, but you go through like a whole synopsis, you go through a whole paragraph just to tell us, yes, you're here for genuine. Just say you're here for genuine reasons. Like, we don't got time to waste. And it seems like you got all the time to waste. So then we move on to Ma'am. She has brunch with Ketch's family. They bring up the fact that he wants a unicorn, someone who's perfect. So I guess she gonna dwell on that a little bit and then ask him about it later on. Okay, then we get to Michelle. She has brunch with David's family. She brought up him living with his parents and him smoking. And I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay, so we just gonna talk about this every episode, every scene with you, Michelle. Girl, if you don't like, just end this shit. You're gonna be crying next week on the boat with the producer saying you don't know if you could. Then don't do it. Don't do it, because we're not about to sit here for 20 weeks, 20 damn episodes of you crying about the same damn thing. Anyway, so I guess the sister cousin whatever could tell that she was hesitant. The sister cousin whatever of David wants to let us know in the confessional that look, David's 100% in. So if she's not 100% in, then that's a problem or whatever. Kind of giving me the vibes that if Michelle hurt, she just don't want David to be hurt. At this point, I really don't think David can really be hurt by her at this point because he already see her for what it is. But it gives me the vibes that if Michelle hurts David, the cousin, sister, whatever she is to him, gonna beat her up. So Michelle, I'm saying this for your safety. If you can't deal with this living at the house situation with his mama and daddy, but mainly his mama, you need to end things because the girl gives his sister, cousin, whatever, look like she gonna beat you up if so you might just want to end it right now. And of course the mom won't come to Davi's defense and whatnot. And that was just kind of like, as long as her intentions are pure, then that's all that really matters at this time. Thank you for being level-headed, father. You might want to talk to your wife and your daughter or niece, because the niece, daughter, whatever she is, yeah, she gives pretty much like, I'm gonna beat you up because you hurt my brother, cousin, whatever. I'm gonna figure it out eventually. If I don't, then I don't know what to tell y'all. But then we move on to David. He has brunch with Michelle's family, and they talk about him living with his parents. And I'm just like, okay, I'm over talking about him living at. He lives at the house, okay. So be it at this point. Yes, he probably shouldn't have came on the show, okay, whatever. But he here, and this is what the experts dealt. You got the short stick in the pickings of the husbands, and I don't know what to tell you, but he want to let you know he got two jobs. So, her sister telling him, he needs to pump the brakes because he was asking, what he can do to make Michelle feel better or more at ease. So they tell him, pump the brakes, and he's being a little too pushy for her. So I guess he's gonna try to do that. So then we move on to Carla has brunch with Juan's family. And Carla lets them know, like, she asked God for a man that plays an instrument and that can sing. And last night he played the guitar for her and he sang for her. So that's like a sign that this is gonna work. She don't say that word for word, I'm just paraphrasing. Yeah, a lot of people say stuff like that, Carla, but it never really means anything. Like, that don't mean it's gonna work. Like David, he's talking about he got married on his birthday, and his dad and brother did the same thing. So, hopefully that means it's not gonna work, David. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. So, the dad said, we're talking about Juan's dad. He's like, okay, that's nice and all that stuff, but like, how you make your money? know, these families be pissing me the fuck off, bro. Like, I really. This is why I can't be on a show like this because I'm really gonna be looking at them like, first of all, don't just come at me like that when I'm trying. Usually, it would be the family asking the guy that, but I guess homeboy don't want no gold digger for a daughter-in-law. I don't know, but I mean, because her eyes did seem like, ooh, he got multiple streams of income, but she make her money too, I would assume. But she answers, all nice and whatnot, and tells him her, multiple jobs that she has, but does express that, when they have kids, she does want to stay at home, like be kind of like a stay-at-home mom. And the dad was like, oh, it should be 50-50. Okay, sir, that's how you feel. But I like the way Carla responded. It kind of just depends, and it does. Every relationship is different. If a relationship wants to do 50-50, they could do 50-50. If another relationship wants to do the guy pays 100, the girl pays 0, that's another thing. If they decide the guy pays 80, the girl pays, like, it depends on the relationship. Like, I'm so annoyed with people trying to input their or project what they feel like is right on you because everybody's different. Every relationship is different. So yeah, if that's the way you feel and that's the way you and your wife do it, whatever, that's cool. But if Carla and Wanda say they don't want to do it like that, then they don't have to do it like that. Like, y'all asking questions that is not up to you to, like, you asking questions that hasn't even been a discussion between the spouses. How can you ask questions like that? How can you project stuff like that? You can't say, oh, it should be this, or how's it gonna be the dynamic of when I haven't even spoke with my spouse about that. Like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Weird activity. So then we move, like, whatever. We move on to Juan having brunch with Carla's family. They ask him if he's okay with her being a stay-at-home mom, once they have kids and whatnot. And, he was hesitant and said it pretty much depends. Yes, because they have to talk about that and have to, I guess, when they cross that bridge, then they'll discuss it even further. Like, y'all, like, these people haven't even had sex yet, and we're already talking about what's going to happen when they have kids. Get a grip, people. Get a grip. So then we move on to Thomas having brunch with Camille's family. Again, the dad, telling Thomas that he has to earn his respect, and he's watching him, bro. Okay, Dad. Okay. Yeah, y'all doing the most. Y'all, this is why I always hate it, because, like, I don't even know you. I don't even know your daughter, and you watching me, bro. I'm watching you too. Okay, and just like you watching me, my family watching her. Like, y'all, this is unnecessary. It's really unnecessary, and it pisses me off every damn season. So then we have Camille having brunch with Thomas' family, and it seems to go well. And I'm just kind of like, why is nobody touching the food on the plate? None of all the food on the plate, on all their plates, there was not one bite and no biscuit sandwich. Nobody ate a bacon, nothing. I'm like, so did y'all eventually eat this food, or was it just here for show? So then we move on to Emem and Akechi meeting up to talk about their brunch date over lunch. And I'm just like, damn, like, everybody had breakfast in bed, and then they had brunch with the, in-laws, and then now we eating lunch. Y'all making me feel like how I did on the cruise, where it's like every time you turn around, it's time to eat. And I like to eat, but it's just like, damn, like, I just ate, and I gotta eat again. That's what this whole episode felt like. A lot of wasted food, I feel like. So Amem tells him that she was hesitant on the unicorn comment about, her being, he wants somebody that's perfect. And of course, Akechi just knows the right words to say to calm her down, make her feel at ease. So that's exactly what he done did. Girl, I just hope you don't be too... I just hope you don't glaze over red flags, because he knows how to talk his way out of shit. Okay, so, Amem, just proceed with caution. You hear already, but, like, just okay. So then we get to David and Michelle meeting up to talk about their brunches over drinks, and they talk about their meltdowns and whatnot, and Michelle still being worried about him living with his parents, and it's a major thing for her. Okay, well, Michelle, it seems to me like this is a deal breaker for you, and if it is, please end the marriage. End the shit. Okay? Don't be dragging him through this shit when you wasn't feeling him from the jump. I feel like you wasn't really feeling him from the jump, but the fact that he said he lives with his parents made you kind of be like, okay, you wrote him off. And if that's the case, that's fine. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. But I'm gonna give up if you keep talking about this for the rest of the season. So we then move on to Madison and Alan. They meet up at a bar to talk about their brunches, and Alan asks her if he's her type. She says no, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, and there's attraction there. Is it, Madison? There's attraction? You sure? I couldn't tell. But if you said it, I guess we gotta believe it. But actions speak louder than words. So then we move on to the couples. They get their little goodie bags in the note of saying where they're going for their honeymoon. They're going to Cancun, Mexico. And then you got them starting to pack for their honeymoon. You got Camille and Thomas showing each other their lingerie that they're gonna bring for the trip. Camille's one lingerie was like different, but I liked it. And then Thomas, he had these like interesting, colorful, checkered or plaid, I don't know the design, boxer briefs. Okay, whatever. And I think they packed some condoms too. Safe sex is great sex. And then we got, Akechi hoping for some balcony sex. Well, Akechi, at this point, you seem like you know how to, calm her down or, impress her with your talk and all that stuff. So, I'm pretty sure, it's not going to take long for y'all to have sex at this point. Because, I feel like Emem is just so ready for it that she's like overlooking the red flags, which I believe she said. She's the one that said that she tends to overlook red flags, and she's definitely doing that in this instance and situation. But, I that's just something for me to watch and comment on. But you want balcony sex to catchy? It seems like you're gonna get balcony sex. So congratulations. So then we get to day 2 of marriage. So the couples meet up on a party bus to head to the airport. Michelle letting us know that she's kind of shocked that everybody, all the other couples, seem more relaxed and, connected than her. Well, yeah, because you know why, Michelle? Their husbands do not live in the basement with their parents. And so they're not really dwelling on that like you are. And I honestly, at this point, from seeing about your energy and your personality, I don't even feel like even if he didn't live with his parents, that you would still be feeling dated. I feel like you'd be caught up and overwhelmed about maybe his smoking. So, um, I don't know what to tell you, Michelle. It just seems like it's a you thing. At this point, it's not. It's a you thing. It's a you thing. So they talk. They take the flight and arrive in Cancun, Mexico. They have a toast made by Madison. Then they go somewhere to chill, sit, eat snacks, drink, and talk. And then we move on to day 3 of marriage, and the couples are waking up in Cancun. Juan stands on the bed and dances to his little banjo music he was playing loud as hell on his phone. Carla doesn't seem impressed. Would I be impressed? I don't know. If I was sleeping and you just playing loud ass music and then start getting on the bed and dancing, I'm the type of person, for the most part, I could just roll over, go back to sleep. Like, that's whatever. Like, just don't jump on me and we good. But Carla ain't really feeling that. And, a lot of people probably wouldn't, especially if you just burst out with loud music. So I can understand that. But we didn't get to Michelle talking with David. I guess his alarm went off for, the gym and the time he usually goes to work. So she didn't really like that. So he's like, he's going to change it. He's trying to be very accommodating towards her. And I can appreciate that, David, because, I'd be looking at you side eye. But, you seem like you've been trying to just make her as comfortable as you can. And I guess last night he didn't sleep in the bed because he orders like 6 chicken tacos, and I guess he had the itis and fell asleep on the couch. So I guess Michelle wasn't too mad or upset about that because their chemistry or whatever is not where it needs to be. And she brings up his living situation again and said it's a turn off, especially if his mom is the one that's doing things for him, because I guess she's associating with him living with his parents as his mama doing everything for him. Now, I'm not saying she's incorrect because, she's definitely assuming. But just the way that they say he's a mama's boy and the way the mama be defending him, I don't think she's wrong in her assumption, Because, she was saying she needs somebody that's independent. But at the same time, once again, the fact that you're making me defend David is like, Michelle, I don't feel like I do think his mama doing stuff for him. I do. But I really feel like she is creating a false narrative about David. And you're not even getting the chance to know him. You're so harped on him living with his people that you're not even giving him the chance to show you that there's more to him than just living in his parents' basement. And I get it, he's 36 and all that stuff, but like, would it be, I don't know, I guess it would be different if he was living in somebody else's basement that wasn't his parents, but I don't know, man. I just really feel like if this really bothers you this much, Michelle, just end the damn marriage. Like, I don't know what else to say. And next week, I feel like we're still going to be talking about it. And I don't know if I'm going to have any other words. Like, I'm already over this conversation. Like, I really am. But, David seems a little taken aback that, she's talking the way she is and stuff. And you know what, David, if you feel like she's not worthy or whatever the case may be, maybe you should end things too, because it seems like she don't want to end it. So maybe you should take the initiative to end it because, she can't get over it. And she's going to be crying on the damn boat next week about it. So, like, just when y'all get back from the honeymoon, just be done with the marriage. So then we get to catching them in, having snacks by the pool, and they talk to get to know each other. Then they go in the pool and cuddle and whatnot. Okay, cool. Have fun. And then lastly, we had Madison and Alan having dinner together. One day, when all the couples were together, talking about how things are going thus far. Madison did make mention that she was feeling anxious, so she does apologize for that at the dinner with Alan. And they talk about it, because, he asked her what can he do to make her feel more comfortable or whatever. So she's just like, don't be weird, you know, you can still hold my hand, you can still touch the small of my back and stuff, because if you act weird about that, then that's gonna make me feel even more weird and more uncomfortable, blah 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 blah. So they seem to kind of not make amends, but they seem to kind of, you know, talk through it, and it ends well, I guess, I suppose. But you know, that's how it always seems in the beginning, and then we get to the bullshit later on. So that's where the episode ends. So, you know, I mean, it was a decent episode without, you know, other than the fact that Michelle was pissing me off about this whole Davi living with his parents talk. But you know, this is the beginning of the honeymoon. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of BS next week, but we're here for it, you know. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, that's fine, because I was annoyed by Michelle. So you know, it's all good. You know, come back next week. Hopefully Michelle don't piss me off. You know, I'm gonna try not to talk about her too much, because so hopefully I can make you laugh next week, so you can subscribe next week, or you know, come back next week. Just come back next week, because I can't. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, freezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.